So I'm here with my client, Paula Immo, and she is a success and happiness coach. She's here to tell us about her experience of being in our client creation program, Fierce Feminine and Free. And Paula has quite the story. So welcome, Paula.
Thank you, Julie. It's so wonderful to be here.
Why don't we start with you sharing a little bit about what you do and who you work with?
Yes, so I'm a success and happiness coach, as Julie said. And basically, I help people to find their own unique way of succeeding in life. I was the person who was trying to live, I was trying to live my life according to what other people wanted me to do and what I thought that other people expected me to do. And then merely trying to copy what others did for their success. And the first 30 years of my life, that didn't really work. I mean, in the beginning, it was all good. I got short time success. But then the ways that I was doing my business, running my business, I was working, didn't really serve me. And that was really exhausting way of being. So now my passion is to actually help people to find their own way of succeeding. There is really unique way for all of us, so there is no one formula, as Julie teaches in her programs too, that there are frameworks, but there are no one specific formula that you can follow, but you need to tweak it to suit your way of doing business, suit your way of doing and living your life. So that's basically what I'm doing. And also, I'm helping people to cultivate happiness as their true competitive advantage. As the research says, rather than being a precondition for success, or rather than being the result of success, happiness is the precondition of success. So that's where we gain a competitive advantage, when we really dive into our happiness practice as well. So
Wow.
that's basically what I do.
Wow, it always gives me tingles, Paula. I love your work and your mission. And I know you do it in a couple of ways. You offer private coaching and executive coaching, and you also work with another project as well, don't you?
Yes, the happiness practice project, and that's where I work with groups.
Yeah.
So that's a group
So you've got
program.
group programs going on, and then you've also
Yeah.
got your private coaching and your one-to-one. Okay, so share with us, what was life like before you jumped into Fierce Feminine and Free in your business, in your life? Where were you at with things?
Well, I was in the point where I was looking to have some systems and structures in place, because the everyday life of doing my business looked like waking up in the morning, knowing that, okay, there is so much to do, but where do I start? Where do I focus next? What are the next exact steps? What are the most important things to do? So much of the time went just being in an chaos and in an overwhelm. So, thinking like, okay, so what are the next steps that I really need to focus on? And very frustrating and overwhelming way of living.
Yeah, and so many women that I speak to are in the same place. It can be overwhelming with growing a business. There are so many different things to do and to just organize that. Okay,
Yeah.
and so you made the decision to jump into Fierce Feminine and Free. What was really your motivation behind that? What made you think, yes, I want to jump into this program?
I think it was when I heard you in one of your challenges say that if you're looking for having a systematic way of going forward and consistency in your business, and that's what I was really longing for. I wanted to have those consistent results, systems that I can actually follow, because I'm the kind of person who likes to go with the flow.
Mm.
But now, having had my business for 9 years, I think it's time to have some systems and structures in place for me to be able to actually grow where I want to go.
Yeah, grow to the next level.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so what I'm hearing, kind of reading between the lines, is you're naturally more of a kind of feminine energy person, more going with the flow. The systems and structures, the masculine energy piece doesn't come so naturally, but you felt and knew that you needed to put that in place to support you to your next level. So have you been able to achieve that through through Fierce Feminine and Free.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Tell us a little bit more about your journey. What are some of the results? What are the changes? Tell us about that.
Well, first of all, I'm going to tell that now that I wake up in the morning, I know what to do. It's like, and that's something that I didn't realize, that the excitement about what I do has to do with knowing what you're doing when you're waking up in the morning as well. So now I'm more excited to get up from the bed in the morning because I know what to do. Now it's not like, okay, I don't feel like doing this, so what should I do? It's like, okay, so I'll do these things today. And then, if after that, if I feel like I don't have to do anything, or I don't feel like doing anything, that's when I've done the basic to still keep my business growing. And that gives a lot of freedom as well in my schedule. So I know what are the most important elements in my business. I go and implement those on daily or weekly basis.
Yeah.
And then, if something, I have 3 children, active children, they have hobbies that take a lot of time. So that's when, it's easy to take time for those as well, because I know that, okay, I'm taking care of the basic elements, the most critical elements of my business, and taking that forward. And now I can just take the time and enjoy with the family and be driving my kids to their hobbies and all those kind of things that are going on at the same time.
And knowing that you've done the pieces that are going to grow the business. That's absolutely amazing. And, it sounds like by putting those processes and systems in place, you've actually created more freedom for yourself. You've actually allowed yourself to relax into the flow, because you know that these activities need to get done, and that moves your business along. And now you're free to focus on family and the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
So I know that you had a bit of a restructuring in your business since we worked together, because when we first talked, Paula, I know one of the things was you were doing quite a few different things and your energy was spread thin. So one of the things you said was, I want to get really focused on my business and my offering. And I know that you made some quite dramatic moves in your business. So do you want to share with us what that looked like?
Yeah, I definitely, I have the tendency to actually dive into helping others so much so that I put my own business on the back burner. But now it has come to be the focus point, which meant that I had to actually take a look at my clients that I'm working with, my one-to-one clients especially. And some of those relationships weren't serving the higher good of either party anymore. So I actually let go of almost all of my one-to-one private coaching clients, which means a bit of a scary step forward.
Yeah.
And creating kind of, because I always say to my clients that we need to be ready to let go of the good in order to make room for the better.
Yes.
So actually doing that in my own business as well, I did that. And now I have room for better. So that was a big realization.
So courageous. It's I love that, letting go of the good to make way for the great, the better. And yeah, it is such a courageous thing to do, because the kind of smaller side of us wants to hold on to all the clients. But what you did
so tight
was you looked at it and you said, no, this is not where I'm going. This is the kind of person that I want to work with. This is what I want to charge, and I'm going to clean this up. And so you did that and you created this space. Now, I know you have already signed up or renewed a client who is a good fit. Is it a year-long contract?
Yes, we renewed a year-long coaching program with him. Yes.
Amazing.
And he's really the ideal that I've been using for my client avatar and as the basis of the messaging documents and everything. So that's kind of using that relationship as the model where I can think that, okay, these things are really working, and these things I really need to be there for the relationship to be equally working for the higher good, actually, for both parties.
Absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. So you found, like, you know, your ideal client who you want to work with. And I know that your model is, you know, super high level, you know, just a handful of one-to-one clients. You're not looking for many. Are you comfortable to share the amount that you charged for his year-long program? I think people love to hear amounts. So
Yeah, the year-long program is 15,000 euros at the moment, but we are actually currently negotiating that we would expand it so that then it would be 24,000 per year.
yes, amazing. And I know he's
Yeah.
also talking to you, I think he's talking to you about the possibility of doing some executive coaching with his team, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh, amazing. So proud of you. I think it's awesome. And you only need a few of those, right? You create a few of those ideal clients in your set. And then at the same time, you're also doing your group coaching with the happiness practice as well, right? So you've got
Yes.
a couple of different things going on. And how's that going? I know you're kind of at the beginning stages. You were pulling together a webinar, correct?
Yes, I will have the first webinar of the happiness practice next week coming up. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Well done, you. Well done, you. So courageous and lovely seeing you grow. And I know,
Thank
like,
you.
you know, we always love to hear the stories of people and they're like, oh, yeah, I signed loads and loads of clients. But sometimes it's really appropriate to restructure and say, right, I'm letting go of this and this is what I'm stepping into. So, anything else that's kind of changed for you through the program in yourself, or anything else that you've seen?
I have the tools now to, you know, to work with myself and with my mindset, which is one of my absolute favorite parts. And then I have the systems and structures. If you know, having just those systems and structures in place that I now have because of the course and of the program that I went through with you and what you taught me is something that I value so highly, because I mean that I already see the results. So when I just keep doing those things, I know that the rest will just follow automatically. So
Absolutely, 100%. So well done, you. So proud. And it's only been 90 days. So it's
yeah,
amazing what can be achieved in
yes.
90 days. Um, you know, what would you say if there's somebody considering joining Fierce Feminine and Free, and maybe they're sitting on the fence, they've invested before in other business coaching programs, maybe haven't got the results, and they're like, oh, I don't want to invest and have more of the same, you know, I haven't got a lot of time, maybe like you, they have a family. What would you say to them?
Yeah, I remember when I was in that situation and thinking that, okay, so I've had so many coaching programs and a couple of coaches, um, and I've made some bad choices along the way, you know, buying something that didn't really work. But this time, what was different was my decision, first of all, that I decided that this is going to be different.
Yes.
And then me going full in so that I'll give my all and I actually do and implement. So that was huge for me.
Yes.
So for my part, I would say that you need to have that decision, because when we don't have that decision, it doesn't really work. And then I was really needing the systems and structures, and learning from someone who has already done it and who is already there where I want to be is, I think it was just a perfect match.
Oh, wow. Wow. Amazing. Thank you. Yes. And I am so glad you said that, because obviously I love this program. I think it's one of the most amazing programs out there, and people do get results. And also, there is so much truth in what you said, that so much of it is to do with the person being ready and making a decision that they are going to be ready, and it's their time, and it's that decision, you know, combined with the right program and the right support, it's that decision that really makes the difference for people. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, and I also want to say that, you know, if you feel the attraction and if you feel that this resonates with you, what Julie is saying, then follow that path. Because that, when you said that we have to have the decision and then we have to have the match, it's like, yes, that's really what happened to me in this program, that I had the decision, we had the match, and it just worked.
Yeah.
And what I also love is, and why I would encourage for anyone to join, is because of the support that you provide for all the participants. So it wasn't, I was not one of the many and not a faceless one there, but you really dived in with me to what I need, what is specific to my business, and really getting that one-to-one attention. Then that was really, really good.
Oh, that's amazing to hear. Thank you. Yes. And I do love to kind of, know what you're up to and get to know. And I believe in every person that comes through, we make sure that they're a really good fit. And I always love your missions and what you're doing. And particularly with you, Paula, I just think your work is so fun and so amazing and so needed. So thank you. Now, where can people come and connect with you and learn more about what you do and the happiness practice and your private coaching and everything?
Well, I'm mostly active on the LinkedIn. So Paula Immo on LinkedIn, that's where I love to connect with people. And then also my website, www.paulaimmo.com.
Okay, can you just spell your surname for people?
It's IMMO.
Perfect. So go and follow Paula. She has so much goodness to share, particularly if you want to be happier, and in being happier, create better results and success your way. So definitely go follow her, connect with her. Thank you for coming on and sharing your story, Paula. Really, really appreciate you.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you for everything.